This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so it is Thursday, August 1st, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about this morning is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. Yes, August 1st already. This summer is just absolutely flying by. Now, I know things get slow out there, but it's, these summer months, they literally blow by. And, not for nothing, it's kind of bittersweet because I hate the cold and I'm not a big fan of fall, but I do love the trading that is going, that is ahead of us because these are the best trading months in the world. Remember, summertime's the best time to learn your craft, and then, September, October, November and into the basically the first week or two of December is just some of the best trading that we're going to see throughout the entire year. So definitely excited about that. So this morning's list is very big, which we got a whole bunch of stuff going on out there, and hopefully we'll just be continuing in the, I know Tuesday and Wednesday have been absolutely phenomenal, so we're going to be continuing that streak. So first thing looking at is BYND. I know some of you aren't going to be able to get shares, and I'm very sorry about that because I was up very early this morning trading the pre-market. I might have screwed you a little bit, but there pretty much has been nothing but selling coming into this thing. A beautiful trigger right here coming into the pre-market after all the selling towards that downside. We're sitting at this double bottom, and you can see we're not having as much selling coming into it as I would have expected, but 170 would be the most logical number for us to be expecting. But we're going to need to see new selling for it to be able to continue. Overall, it would be better if we find this bottom, just because I know a lot of people can't short it, but you could see the time in sales. I mean, the bursts are almost all red so far. So definitely have that selling to be able to break down here. And then obviously, as it continues down to that 170, the prints are going to tell us a lot about what we're going to be expecting. Next thing looking at is W. So W took a hit and a half this morning. I didn't even realize how much it was until I really, I zoomed out a little bit, but you could see after that 140 broke underneath, this thing just got hammered, okay, all the way down to basically 116. We're starting to pull back up a little bit, and you can see as we've been pulling back, we are getting a little bit of buying, but overall, besides that 121, mostly selling. The only crazy thing is that the amount that it moved isn't really on that much volume, and as it was moving down, we really didn't get that much selling until it pretty much fell to, towards the bottom half of things, and then we started to see a little bit of selling coming in. So overall, on a stock that has dropped basically $25, it hasn't shown us as much as we would like to see. So I'm going to be watching very closely because we know on average trades $5.54 in a day. We know that range is going to be bigger based off of it. I don't know if they had earnings this morning. Frankly, I don't really care, but I'm certainly going to be waiting to see a little bit better of a show of hand because you do not want to be wrong on a stock like this because of the fact that there's so much reward there, but it gives us that higher risk level. So let's make sure that we do get a clear show of hand before we start jumping into anything. Just because it has a little bit of selling, it's, you could see these orders are non-existent. Right now, the spread is 128.50 versus 129.70. So, you're talking about $1.20 in between. You can't even see the orders on the matrix. So even though it looks very, it looks pretty small, these, little bursts, for instance, right here at 122, 3,500 shares and 2,200 shares. That is a huge amount, especially when there's basically no orders out there to be able to do anything with. So certainly going to be watching that very closely. Next one looking at is PS. So PS, I think Derek had put it in this morning, but if we come back, you can see right here, 21, beautiful show of hand. That is a large amount of shares that came back in. And then it did have some selling at that 21.50, I believe. It's not showing up on this one. Let's look. Okay, yes, and 2050 as well. So based off of that, we're expecting our pull-up, which we're pretty much getting right now. On average, trades $1.17, so it's not too bad overall, and especially based off of having earnings last night and then giving us these prints, I'm going to be expecting obviously a lot more than that. Start with $1.50, but more than likely we're going to see more than that $1.50 within its range. And then once again, we have selling at 21, we have selling at 2050. Next thing looking at is SHOP, S-H-O-P. So beautiful move. It's a huge amount. The only reason I'm putting this on here is because, first of all, $334, that's just, there's a lot better stuff to look at. I personally, Spotify, I'm a big fan, but, Shopify. But I think it's very overpriced. That's just my opinion. I have not done anything on the company or anything like that. But overall, we haven't really got a great show of hand. But for you options guys that do, kind of leverage yourself a little bit and, it's not that expensive. Definitely something to take a look at because we're going to see a market maker come into this thing. I mean, the amount of move that we've seen from 315 all the way up to 345, even higher than that, 340, let's just say 347. It's certainly going to give you a big move. On average, it trades $10.73. So not something I'm personally going to be watching, first thing in the morning because of how big our list is. But for you options guys, I definitely would keep an eye on it. Next thing we're looking at is WLL. So WLL, this is definitely more of a controllable stock, definitely more of a level 5 to 1 type trade. It's not a huge mover, but it's also going to be a lot easier to be able to control. And the one thing that I do like what I've seen this morning is you can see for the most part, ever since this thing has been under 15, we've pretty much got nothing but selling. You do have that one above the ask burst that came in that we continuously see right at 8 o'clock. Which once again, bullish above, bearish below. So bullish above the highs, which if we look is 14.17, and then bearish below those lows, which is 13.69. So obviously we're already underneath that, and we just continue to see selling. So definitely should give us a better move than $1 on top of the fact being very controllable. It's it's kind of almost a perfect storm for newer type traders and regular traders. I mean, it's one of those stocks that once you find the right show of hand that comes into it and you let it go, it really doesn't take a lot of management because it's not going to be a huge mover, and it more than likely is going to follow a pretty strict trend. Next thing, SPWR. All right, so same type of deal as what we were just talking about in WLL. It's it's not going to be a huge mover. On average, it trades 46 cents. It's definitely more of on the beginner side, easy to cut losses, and that's damn right. 50 cents is 50 cents, but easier to cut losses. I just haven't seen as great a show of hand in this thing. You can see above that 14 level, we definitely got some nice selling. We have selling all the way down here from yesterday at 11.55, which I'm not taking too much into account because of the fact that if someone's going to bring it down that much, we're going to end up seeing more selling coming in for them to ride that move. So hasn't given us the best show of hand, but it certainly has the variables for us to be looking at. And like I said, above that 14 level, pretty much nothing but selling at all. Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is another one, $1.92 on average. We're going to be expecting a big range on here. I haven't seen that show of hand come into it yet. So we know this thing is going to move. We know that once the market opens, we should start to see some really nice prints coming in at those levels. We just have to wait for them. But overall, you can see from yesterday, if we go back to here on earnings, I'm assuming they missed considering the fact that it plummeted. All right, but overall, definitely going to be a big mover today. So I will be watching a close eye. We just need that show of hand, though. Hasn't given it yet, but it's certainly something that's going to be on the on our list. And then one side list stock, CANF. So CANF, not really the best looking stock at all, but that move up actually had some volume in it. And if you look at the actual time, 8:45, it's not crazy. The variables aren't the best, but overall, if it lets me go back, which I don't think it's actually, yeah, there we are. You can see we do have a little bit of buying around that 350 area, a little bit underneath, a little bit below. It's just, it hasn't given anything special yet. That's why it's on our side list, because it has the variables it's holding right now within this consolidation. It has the variables to continue up. We just don't have the, that show of hand. And that's number one, what we're going to be looking for. So going to be keeping an eye on it, but it's on the side list for an obvious reason. All right, guys, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else that I've missed? I think that's pretty much going to be it. No. All right, beautiful. All right, so we got a big list today, guys. We have the makings for another really nice day. Once again, Thursdays aren't typically the best trading days. A lot of times we see a lot of chop coming into that, so just keep that in the back of your mind. But focus, let's get ready, patience. Remember, it only takes that one trade to have a huge day. So let's make sure that we get in the zone 5 minutes before the market opens. No more questions, no more anything. Let's get ready for that morning. Let's get ready for that first trade and make sure that first trade's a winning trade to set us off for the rest of the day. All right, guys. So, congratulations, Oscar, for Trader of the Month. You sure as hell deserve it. We're all very proud of you, obviously including your peers. And other than that, guys, I'll see everyone in the chat. Happy trading.